Hi guys, so it's been a little while since I posted. I basically done nothing on the hobby front for the past couple weeks, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a different kind of video today and kind of show you a different sort of hobby project that I've been working on and off for the past few years, and that is the garden. So I'm just out here picking some berries right now, and I'll kind of show you through what I've been working on here. Not really into the garden at my parents' house actually, because they own quite some land here. So yeah, just out here this morning picking some raspberries and the blueberries. So it's kind of mid-July right now, so that is, you know, typical raspberry season and really the start of blueberries. Usually, you know, I think of blueberries as more kind of late July, early August kind of berry, but they're actually doing really well. I got some blueberries over here. These are all raspberries, and you know, more blueberries down there. And you gotta have the netting, or else the wildlife eats it all. And yeah, so I've been picking the raspberries mainly this morning, and gonna get some blueberries. All right, so with all the berries picked, here's kind of the main garden here, and got a lot of different stuff growing a lot of potatoes this year. Also, you know, the regular tomatoes and squash and everything. Some more raspberries, and got the trees back there too. So got a bunch of apple trees, which really produce more apples than you could ever really eat in a year, unless I guess you stored them. Even then, I don't think we could eat them all. So most of the apples actually get eaten by the deer, and I'll show you something in a minute too. This is the peach actually, which I planted about 3 years ago, and this has actually been doing really well. We're actually on the furthest northern band that you can grow peaches, and this is actually a really new cultivar which has been, you know, designed to grow in this northern environment. You know, 10 years ago, I don't think this cultivar existed. You'd have no luck growing peaches here. It gets too cold in the wintertime. The growing season's too short. Yeah, I cut down one of the apples and, you know, replanted an apple tree there. That hasn't been taken off. Hasn't really taken off too well, but the peach has done, you know, tremendously. It does have a little more sunlight in this spot, but what you gonna do here? And yeah, speaking of the deer, we get a lot of deer actually here, and as well with the deer, you get the predators as well. So this is, and there was actually more to this too. This was a couple weeks ago. That's like a compost thing. Got a lot of compost things set up here. So yeah, actually a deer got eaten right outside in the yard. I saved this little piece of flesh there, but there was all the bones and the rib cage and the hip and stuff. You know, this is one of our wood sheds. I actually used to work in forestry, so I do a lot of cutting down trees and stuff around the place. But yeah, that was just a quick tour. I thought I'd show you all, you know, something a little different. Yeah, well, have fun, enjoy your week. Got a little break in the rain showers here. Usually, you know, we had a really droughty June, and now it's been raining constantly. So take care, and see y'all in the next one. So that was a quick look at the garden, but I wanted to show you a couple other things, couple other hobbies I have here. So we're here in the garage, and I'll show you really quickly here. So another thing that I work on quite a bit is actually restoring old tools. So here's a bunch of the axes I've done. Sorry about that. So this is a Kelly Flint Edge Cruiser. So I actually make these handles out of wood, and I actually cut the tree down that this wood is from. So this kind of, here, let's see, put it down here. So this kind of axe, it's called a cruiser axe. It's double-headed, and basically it's about 2.5 pounds the head. A normal felling axe, I'll grab one in a second, is about 3.5 pounds. So these were mainly used by timber cruisers who would kind of be surveying a property. I actually did it as a job for a while. I also used this a lot for boundary work, cutting blazes on trees, boundary trees. So here's a couple of my full-sized axes here. I'll grab one at a time. So here you can kind of see all the different sizes there next to each other. So yeah, on the left you have that cruiser axe I was talking about. Then you got, that's a Kelly flint edge from Kelly Toolworks. Then we've got this one. This is a Rixford 3.5 pound double bit felling axe. So Rixford is and I did all this, restored it. Rixford is actually a Vermont axe company. I think up in like Highgate Springs they were active. So here's my swamping axe. This is used, swamping means clearing brush. And this is a Plum, is the company, another really good quality steel one. This is about a 4-pound head. And then here's another Kelly. This one had quite a bit of mushrooming, which comes from hammering on the head, which you're not really supposed to do. But this is another 4-pound felling axe. I use this one quite a bit for banging in wedges, cutting trees down. But yeah, the reason why I do the old axes is you really can't buy quality steel axe heads, in a hardware store these days. There are some actually new axe companies which are making quality steel, or modern axe companies like Gränsfors Bruks in Sweden. Most of them are in Sweden. There are a couple in the United States. But really, the old axe heads have way higher quality steel on them. There's a felling saw that I actually restored as well and sharpened. Sharpening one of these is really difficult, actually. You can't just sharpen it. You have to do it in a very special way. It takes friggin' forever. I'm not gonna do another one. Let's just put it that way. But once you sharpen it, it's usually good for a long time. Yeah, so this is actually some Eurasian larch that or Asian larch, excuse me, or Japanese larch that I milled. I cut down a big log and I milled a bunch of these slabs out. And I've used them for some different projects, but I thought it was kind of cool. These are the staves that I make the axe handles out here. So that is white ash, which currently it's getting taken out by the emerald ash borer. This piece is a little warped, actually. It's been sitting here for a while. But if you see the grain, you need the modern axes are crap. The modern handles are crap too. So you usually want to use either ash or hickory. I use white ash because we don't really have a lot of hickory here, but we have a lot of white ash. So you want the handle to run with the grain. So you want to be striking in the direction that the grain is traveling. And modern, the handles that you get in the department store, the hardware store, they don't care about, and you also want it to be primarily out of the sapwood. They don't really care about the orientation of the grain, which makes the handles really weak. And if you have it aligned correctly with the grain and make sure the grain runs the full way through the piece, you can make the handles really slim and a lot lighter. If the handle's the wrong orientation, so if it was this orientation, striking against, not with the grain, but against the grain, the handle will snap much more easily. That's why they're so thick, the hardware store axes. So yeah, I was actually spraying some hedge pieces for terrain. This is my chainsaw, Husqvarna. And I used to use this professionally back in the day too. But yeah, and I've been cutting down some trees recently. It's kind of messy. Got to clean it. But yeah, that's kind of just wanted to show you some different things. Probably not the best video here, but something different. I do have, and sorry this workbench is a total mess. I got some heads still to do. These cruiser heads are some of my favorite. This one's super pitted, so I've kind of been, this is, you know, practice one for sharpening. This is a Pulaski head, and if you've ever done any wildland firefighting, you'll recognize this. I've used these a lot, fighting some wildfires back in the past. I used to do that too. Here is a really cool one. This is one I actually found in the woods, and I am redoing the handle. It's why it's cut off here. The handle broke. But this is a, what was this one again? I can't read it in the light here, but this was a really nice find actually. But I found this one out in the woods, the head, and you can see someone broke the thing and then abandoned it, but that was pretty cool. This I think is a Kentucky pattern. There's hundreds of patterns of these axes. This one again is probably due to some irregularities in the thickness of the pieces of metal. It was probably a hand forged thing, you know, back when people were hand forging axes. This is another find out in the woods actually, near an abandoned homestead. You actually have a lot of abandoned homesteads around here, but yeah, and this one, you know, you got to grind off the mushrooming. Someone was pounding on this thing, and yeah, I was putting a profile on it. I actually used the belt sander over there to grind a profile on them. You don't really want to use a grinder because it'll actually heat up the metal too hot and potentially take the temper out. So that's enough of me rambling, and see you in the next one. Alright, very quick update for everybody. This is kind of the first wargaming stuff I've done in a while. So we got a bunch of different projects. It's kind of been a gluing day. So I also made a ton of hedges, which, you know, I'll show them off at some point. I just kind of packed them away already. But we've been kind of basing the next steps with the French and Indian War stuff and some Victrix Normans there. So we got a ton of militia over here. About 32 militia and some French here, and then, you know, we got another wave of French and Indian War stuff coming, and then the Victrix Normans as well. They're going to be multi-based. And then back here, a bunch of stone walls. I kind of made these with like a substructure and then just kind of covered them in rocks, basically gravel, from the gravel pile. And also I got these like 3D printed rocks from online, so I did those up too. Doing a bunch of terrain. I'm also going to be, when I prime those, I'm going to be priming these river sections as well, that I got off Amazon. I got those rocks and this from Amazon. The rocks actually was an accident. I didn't actually mean to buy those because there are plenty of rocks like sitting around outside. I don't really need to buy those, but those kind of got purchased by accident. And then I got the river. What I wanted was the river sections. So I'm going to be priming those and painting up the river sections hopefully very soon. So yeah, that's just a quick update on the hobby front. You know, gotta snack on those cherries too while you work, and the gin and tonic there. But I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Just a quick update. Hopefully got some more stuff coming soon, but it's just been kind of a busy time. So see you soon, guys. Bye.